Hey guys, this is Chaney77, coach of the Brisbane Heat Trans. Here with the semi-finals of the CBA. We're going up against Dr. Jansko and the San Antonio Espurrs, our Week 7 opponent. And his team is still the same. Necrozma, Suicune, Decidueye, Galvantula, Alolan Ninetales, Hitmonlee, Alolan Sandslash, Slurpuff, Gothorrhea, Mega Guard, and Zygarde 10%. Yeah, so having to prep for a rematch is definitely one of the toughest things that I think we have to do in the draft league format, especially if you won the first time round, because basically you have to find a new way to win. So originally, my win condition in the last game was Scarf Thundy, and Scarf Thundy put in a lot of work, in theory anyway. I think most of the work had been done by the other Mons just to allow Scarf Thundy to clean up at the end. So I definitely thought, having Thundy as the win condition is good because of his access to webs, and the fact that Galvantula actually destroys my team. So I wanted Thundy to be the win condition, and I felt like this time Agility Thundy would be nice, just to be able to scare him out of things like Sandslash, because Scarf Thundy will be able to outspeed Alolan Sandslash in the hail, and basically agility up in his face. That was the plan anyway, or the thought process behind it. But I mean, his team is the same, so the threats are the same. But yeah, going over his team: Hitmonlee, Zygarde 10%, Necrozma, Galvantula, Alolan Sandslash, and Alolan Ninetales. I believe he brought the Suicune and the what was it? Suicune and Mega Guard. He brought those two last time. Instead, he's got Hitmonlee and Necrozma this time. So interesting, but not unexpected. Going through my team, we have Zygarde 10% with the Yachi Berry. This was... I went through a few modifications of my team. Zygarde 10% was definitely not on it originally, but after having a few mocks, and shout out to those who did give me mocks, Opposite, Blue, Azar, and Leo. Thanks guys for that. But yeah, Zygarde definitely wasn't originally on my team, but after seeing how much work Galvantula put in all my mocks, I felt like I really needed an electric immunity just to stop it from volt switching and thundering everywhere. Because Scarf is an option, but he told me last time that he didn't like Scarf because it wouldn't be able to break Clefable, which is fair. So I thought Specs might have been an option, but in any case, my Zygarde is here just to counter the Galvantula. Yachi Berry to allow it to live any HP Ice from the Galvantula and hit it back with a super powerful EQ. So the moves on this thing are Toxic, Dragon Dance, EQ, and Extreme Speed. EQ into Extreme Speed 100% kills any variant of Galvantula. Next we have Agility Thunderous with Incinerate, T-Bolt, and Sludge Bomb, I believe. Next we have Poisonium Z Sneasel, with the Ice Shard, Poison Jab, knockoff, and throat chop. Yeah, throat chop is cool. Knockoff is cool. Ice shard for priority, and poison jab to Oko the guard and get some solid damage on stuff like Hitmonlee and the Alola Ninetales. Yeah, as you can see, packing double priority because I'm scared of webs. Then we got Gyarados, Mega Gyarados, Taunt, Dragon Dance, Crunch, and Iron Head. Taunt just to stop things like Suicune from setting up, Necrozma from setting up, even though I wouldn't probably click Taunt in front of Necrozma, I just click Crunch because it does a lot of damage. Pretty bulky spread, we've got max HP, a lot of speed. Next we got Scarf Jirachi, same Scarf Jirachi set I brought last time, except I have Stealth Rocks instead, so Iron Head, U-Turn, Stealth Rocks, and Heart Stamp. And then we got no item Serena with U-Turn, Rapid Spin, Acrobatics, and Synthesis, mostly physically defensive. This was because I was, scared of Decidueye. The SD Sucker Punch set definitely had the potential to put in a lot of work, and I wanted a way to be able to hit it really hard. So Acrobatics is there for that. And thinking about leads, my lead was always going to be Zygarde because I wanted to counter his Galvantula lead. So that's what we're doing. As he does indeed lead with Galvantula, which allows me to get off a pretty free EQ. This is awesome and does a lot of damage to Alola Ninetales. So from here, I'm doing the calcs and I see that it's a roll to kill. A roll that's in my favor, but something so early in the game I don't really want to risk, especially when I have a Jirachi, which pretty much hardballs this Alola Ninetales. I think the most powerful thing it can hit me with is HP Fire, and even then I think Blizzard might do just the same amount of damage. So my play is to go into Jirachi as he switches out, so also not wanting to risk the roll, and goes into his Alolan Sandslash, which is a fair play. I guess if I had E-Speed there, he doesn't lose much because Alolan Sandslash does actually have really high defense and it would resist being a steel type, so really good play on his part, doubling into the Alolan Sandslash. But I go into Mega Gyarados on his predicted EQ. I feel like it was the best play. Icicle Crash wouldn't have done too much, and the Intimidate drop really helps me out anyway. So he does indeed go for EQ. We get that prediction right, and I'm now able to Mega Evolve. And his Brick Break does 24%, which is ridiculous. That's absolutely stupid. Mega Gyarados is so bulky. I only have HP. I have 0 defense EVs invested, and -1 Brick Break. It does 24%. Interesting seeing Brick Break. To be honest, I was expecting Leash Life over it, because it's still, unless he brought it for Sneasel, which makes no sense, because Sneasel has paper thin defenses. But he revealed Brick Break. It does nothing, and now I'm thinking he wants to either preserve this. I think he wants to preserve this 100%. So I'm predicting him to probably go into either Hitmonlee or Alola Ninetales to eat up this crunch. Alola Ninetales actually doesn't die from this range, and it has an extra turn to... No, it doesn't. yeah, if it had switched into a Alolan Ninetales, that would have been a bad play, because he wouldn't have been able to. He would have brought it in on the last turn of Hail and wouldn't have been able to set up the Aurora Veil. I only just noticed that now, but I click Iron Head here because I was kind of expecting Hitmonlee or the Alolan Ninetales, but he goes into the Doge, and it takes 50% from my Iron Head. So from the calcs, I can live any hit from this thing, so I'm just going to stay in and crunch as he misses the Toxic, which is actually which comes into play a little bit later in the game, and I'll explain that then. But we get the kill on the Zydoge, and he sends in Hitmonlee. So my switch-ins to this thing to a Banded, Adamant Banded, Reckless, High Jump Kick are none. I have 0 switch-ins, but looking at my mons left, I'm thinking Serena is probably my safest bet. Has a lot of defense EVs. Hopefully it will be able to just allow me to scout its set. So I'm just going to go into Serena here, as he high jump kicks me, and it does only 42%, meaning that he has no attack investment, which is sending trigger alarms in my head, because Azza in one of his mocks, in the first time he mocked me, it would have been about a month ago, he brought a bulk up, high jump kick, rest talk, Moringa Berry, Hitmonlee, with enough Spadef to live 2 Thunderbolts from Thundy. It was a really good set, and when I saw that high jump kick did no damage, I knew I had to attack this thing, because I knew the bulk ups were coming, and that Hitmonlee set put in a lot of work against my team. So he indeed clicks bulk up, and I'm just going for the acrobatics. I do 50, which is really nice, and he's just going to be able to take me out with the high jump kick. So from this range, nothing is able to OHKO. I don't believe. I don't think I didn't want to go into Zygarde because it was a roll with EQ, and Gyarados wasn't able to OHKO. Sneasel wasn't an OHKO. Thundy wasn't able to OHKO. So my best bet, and the one with the highest chance of me getting this kill, was actually Heart Stamp Jirachi. So I just go into Jirachi and click Heart Stamp here, as I force him out, which is really nice, and he goes into the Galvantula, taking some nice chip, breaking its sash if it was sash. And here is here is a play I debated for quite a while. Necrozma is a threat at this point. Well, it's a threat if he's able to get rid of Sneasel and Gyarados, because a stored power, Carmine stored power Necrozma is extremely hard to deal with. Scarf Jirachi is able to 1v1 it, in a sense where I am able to get a lot of flinches and kill him. But that's only, that's like one of the only ways I can deal with it, and it's not exactly very nice to the opponent. So I'm thinking his play is Sticky Webs, so I could make an aggressive switch into Sneasel, but if he clicks Thunder or Bug Buzz, because bluffing the sticky webs, then I lose one of my dark types, and I open the door slightly for Necrozma, because Mega Gyarados is, you know, at 64%, so it's slow, so it's not that hard to chip. So those were the thoughts going through my head, and I felt like the middle ground play was just to go Zygarde. I'd be able to live any scouted set, even if it went for HP Ice. So that's the play I make, as he actually just goes for Sticky Web. And after seeing that play, yeah, it tilted me a little, but you know, I still think that Zygarde was the right play. But in any case, Zygarde is in, and it's going to be able to get up a free EQ, and able to take out this Hitmonlee. Better play might have been to Dragon Dance in hindsight, but I wasn't sure if he was Sash, and actually, does it really matter? Yeah, it might have been a bad play. The better play probably would have been to have gone for Dragon Dance, as he sends in the Alolan Ninetales, and I'm going to risk the roll here, and able to get it, and is going to go into Alolan Sandslash. I'm still going to preserve Zygarde, because I feel like, you know, just in case his Galvantula has HP Ice and it's scarfed, I want to keep Zygarde around just for the Galvantula. So I'm going to switch into Jirachi, which is pretty much useless at this point. You know, Stealth Rocks would be nice, but you know, it's not doing that much. So I'm just going to go into Jirachi, click Iron Head a couple times, and yeah, I'll click Iron Head once just to whittle this, to put it in range of like a EQ or a Crunch. Yeah, Crunch from Mega Gyarados. As I go into Mega Gyarados here, and he goes for the Brick Break, and I live comfortably and take out the Alolan Sandslash. Now here he goes into Necrozma, which and he goes for a Totemize. I feel like his play was to go into Galvantula to be able to threaten out my Gyarados, but you know, probably at that point I would have just sacked it anyway. But I'm able to. He's going to Totemize as I Crunch, doing a clean 54%. Get the defense drop, which is unlucky, but it's not. I mean, I was going to talk about that Toxic then. That Toxic Miss actually is key, because at this point he would have been able to go for a Ground DMZ Earthquake and have been able to take me out. But I would have then been able to go into Thundy and have killed this thing anyway. But then that would have given him a free switch into Necrozma to either Carmine or Totemize. And the end game would have been very different. But that is Theoremons, and yeah, Theoremons is hard to look at all the scenarios. But in any case, he's gonna kill me with Brick Break here, and I'm going to go into Zygarde, and I'm gonna try and Toxic this thing, because just in case his Moonlight, I'm not actually able to 2-hit KO with Earthquake. So just in case he has Moonlight, I'm gonna try and Toxic this thing, but I miss, which means he's going to get up a free Carmine, and I Toxic again, which is a bad play. I definitely, after seeing the stored power, I should have definitely known that he wouldn't have had any form of recovery, and I should have clicked EQ here or Dragon Dance, but no, EQ definitely. EQ into extreme speed kills, but I make another bad play and click Toxic, and here I make a third bad play and click EQ as I live on 1%. Now, granted, he needed the two highest rolls, or the highest roll, to be able to have taken out my Zygarde, but had he gotten it, then I would have had to have gone into Fundy, Agility'd. I would have been able to guarantee live a store power unless he critted me, and then Incinerate would have been able to take out the rest of the 2 mons. So that's if he had gotten the roll. I still would have been able to come out with the game, provided he didn't crit my Fundy. But we live, we EQ, we kill, and Extreme Speed is going to put this thing into range where it dies to anything and everything. Ice Shard from Sneasel is what I choose to use, which means Thundy doesn't even come out. I'm going to keep it well rested for possibly the next game against in the finals. So good game, Jansko. We come out with the win, which means we're still alive. We're going to the finals, the promised land. Championship match next week, up against Lejon, our division rival. So yeah, that should definitely be a great match. I hope to see you guys next week. Catch you later.